Hello, everyone. Today is day 6 of 7 days of inspiration to help you along your well-being journey and to help you in this holiday season to find your peace of mind, to find your well-being. I'm Sharon, and I share information on how to be happy, healthy, and feel comfortable in your day-to-day life, how to improve your well-being. So today's topic is self-care. Self-care. I've spoken a lot about self-love and the importance of love, but self-care is also very important. And when I talk about self-care, I'm not talking about getting your hair done, getting your nails done, or any of that superficial stuff. I am talking about taking care of your body, taking care of your mind, drinking water, getting enough sleep, moving your body, telling yourself good things, positive self-talk. Positive self-talk is so important. So during this holiday season, or really any time, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you are doing self-care and what works for you. Now that ties in so perfectly with self-love, because if you are in a place where you're not really loving yourself, you're not as likely to take care of yourself. They kind of go hand in hand. And I know there was a season in my life when I really didn't like myself. Life circumstances and all had just affected me to the point where I didn't really love myself. And therefore, I really didn't care about my body. I didn't care if I got sleep. I didn't care if I ate right. I didn't care if I drank water. I just was at a point where I didn't care. Self-love is so important for that self-care. So I guess the first step to self-care is to love yourself. To tell yourself, I am worthy. Because there is not a single solitary person living on this planet that is not worthy. You are all worthy. We are all worthy. So tell yourself, I am worthy. I love me. And when you find yourself telling yourself these negative things about yourself, like, well, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I'm fat, I'm ugly, whatever, comparing yourself to others, it's bad, it's not good. But whenever you catch yourself doing that, stop and tell yourself good things. I love me. I'm smart. I can learn. I'm learning new things every day. Tell yourself good things. Even if your mind is going like, that little raises a flag of doubt. Shh, no, that's not true. Don't listen to it. Tell yourself positive things. Tell yourself good things. That's the first step for self-care. And then decide what area you need to work on, because there's a lot of things that go with self-care. And going back to that season in my life, I wasn't doing a lot of things. And if I was to try to do everything all at once, I probably would not do anything. So, for example, I wasn't drinking water. I wasn't moving my body in the right ways. I was staying up late at night. I was working many, many hours. I wasn't taking care of my mentality, my mental brain. So if I were to take all of those things and try to fix them at once, I would have probably said, no, never mind, I'm not going to do that. So look and see, what do I need to do to be healthy, to take care of myself so that I can be there for others, to take care of myself so I can be there for myself. Start with self-love and then decide where else you want to start. And then start. Add in, like, I'm going to do this for a week. I'm going to make this a habit. It might be a month. The beauty of this is you get to plan it all out. You get to determine how long do I want to work on something. And maybe it is simple as I want to start drinking water. So, starting tomorrow and for 30 days, I'm going to work on upping my water intake because I know I'm not drinking enough water. So I'm going to drink a glass of water, a bottle of water, before I get out of bed in the morning. That's going to be the first thing I do before coffee, before anything. I would say do that at night, but you might get up and down. But anyway, decide during the day how you're going to have those water breaks. Set a reminder, set a timer, and start working on that habit of nourishing your body with water. Movement. Maybe in a week or two, I'm going to add on movement, or maybe I'm going to wait for a month because I'm a mess and I'm busy and I don't have the time to do it all at once. But decide where you're going to add on movement, gentle movement. You don't even have to go to a yoga studio. You do not have to go buy a gym membership. You don't have to buy a program. You need to go on to YouTube and find a 5 or 10 minute movement video. Yoga is great. Yoga is perfect. And start doing that. Find a teacher that you can resonate with, or maybe it's not yoga. Maybe you want to work out. Maybe you want to work up a sweat. So find an instructor that you can relate to and start exercising or doing yoga or Pilates or Qigong or whatever to move your body. Maybe it's just go for a walk. You get to decide. So what else goes with self-care? I want to say this about self-care too. We tend to think of self-care and self-love as selfish. And I want to eat that right now because that is not. You have to you get one body. You've got to take care of it. You need to take care of yourself. That's why self-love is so important. And that's why self-care is so important. You're going to be running on empty if you don't. And you don't want that. Okay, so you're implementing things slowly, maybe drinking more water, moving your body. What about sleep? How are your sleep habits? I spoke a couple days ago about sleep. Sleep is so important to recharging your body. Put the phone away, set a bedtime, have a bedtime ritual, and implement getting more sleep. Maybe you stay up too late, so back it up 15 minutes. So tonight I'm going to go to bed 15 minutes earlier. I'm going to do that for a week, and the following week I'm going to back it up 30 minutes earlier, and just keep backing it up to get to a reasonable bedtime so you can get the sleep that you need to recharge your body. Your entire being needs that sleep. So there's other things, perhaps eating healthy. Maybe one day a week I'm not going to eat processed foods. Self-care also involves relationships. So are you a people pleaser? Are you an empath? Do people tend to take advantage of you? Look at those areas in your life. And that's where it gets a little bit more complicated. But there's thousands of videos on YouTube that can help direct you on how to gain your power back. Again, that starts with self-love. Self-love. When you love yourself and you are taking care of yourself, you're more apt to say, no, I can't do that. I'm sorry. My point here is, when I'm talking about relationships, is to know where to set your boundaries and have boundaries. And I mentioned some of us are empaths. So in that case, you really need to take care of yourself and allow yourself some time for just you. And because we're busy, we're up, we're going to work, we're around people all the time in many cases, and sometimes you just need that quiet time for yourself. Another way to implement self-care is to meditate. Just 5 minutes in the morning. What's really great is 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the afternoon. but start with 5 minutes in the morning. It will grow from there. You will find that it becomes organic, and some days that might be a minute or two or 5 minutes, and some days that might be 15 minutes. But once it becomes a habit, you will notice a difference. You will notice a difference. And one way to ramp up that meditation practice is to journal. Or journal while you meditate. A lot of people do that. Close your eyes, go into a meditation, and then just write what you're thinking, or write what you hear, or ask a question and write what you are hearing. Sometimes there's a little voice in our head that's the little voice that can't lie. Some people say it's your guide, some people say it's angels, some people say it's your higher self, but it is the wise voice that always speaks lovingly. It is the wise voice that always is helpful. If it's anything else, don't listen to it. But there is a wisdom in all of us. And people call it different things. But tap into that. That's what meditation does. It helps you get connected. So this holiday season, and any season, take the time to take care of yourself. Take the time for self-care. It is not selfish. Start with one thing and then add on. How am I going to nourish my body? How am I going to drink enough water? How am I going to get the sleep that I need each night? How am I going to find time to meditate? 5 minutes. You only need 5 minutes. And journaling, well, I was speaking of journaling in the context of meditating and journaling, but also journaling is another form of self-care where you can just brain dump. If you are troubled and thinking, go ahead and just pull out that journal and write. Put a candle on and just write. Dump it all out of your brain. You'll be surprised at how helpful that is. So those are just some quick ways that you can implement self-care in your life. Which one are you going to pick first? I'll tell you which one I'm working on. Sleep. As a bona fide night owl, sleep is something I have been working on all my life. But I'm happy to report that it's better. So which one do you want to work on? Until next time, many blessings.